All right, so in science, we are going to continue talking about insects, and today we're going to talk about how insects grow, and I'm going to teach you maybe a word that you have never heard before that have to do with insects growing and changing. Before we do that, though, let's think for a minute. What are some ways that you have changed since you were a baby? Just stop and think about that for a minute. How have I changed since I was a baby? Okay, let's come back together. All right, how are some ways that we've changed since we were a baby? Okay, we could have grown taller. So when we start as a baby, like, oh, I miss my babies being little. They're so tiny and they just fit right in my arms and I can just rub their little heads. And then now, like, Charlie's taller than I am. So yeah, we grow taller. And when you're first born, can you walk? Can you talk? And so that's a way that you change. Do you eat the same foods now that you did when you were a baby? No, back then you just drank milk or maybe ate baby food, and now you can eat pasta and cookies and all kinds of yummy treats. Did you have the same amount of hair when you were a baby? I didn't. I didn't have hair like this when I was a baby. Did you have as many teeth as you have now when you were a baby? That would be really silly if you were born and you had a whole mouth full of teeth. So silly looking. So those are a few ways in which you've grown from when you were a baby. And it's also normal for some of us to grow slower than others. Like I remember when Charlie was younger and all of her friends were losing their teeth and she still had her baby teeth. And I remember thinking like, she's never gonna lose her teeth. And she was thinking, I'm never gonna lose my teeth. And then eventually she did. She was at Vacation Bible School eating a piece of cantaloupe and that tooth came out in between 1st and 2nd grade. So she finally lost a tooth. Some kids can walk quicker than others and some can talk faster than others. But we're all gonna grow at our own pace, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it taking you a little longer to do something than somebody else. So if there's something that you're not good at yet that somebody else can do, just be patient and wait and keep practicing and keep trying, and you'll eventually get it one day, okay? All right, so today for our science lesson, people and plants and animals have been designed to grow up in different ways. Us, people, and animals and plants don't all grow up and do the exact same things. We're all designed differently for a certain purpose and a certain plan that God has for us. And some grow from an egg and look like a small adult right away. And others grow from an egg and look very different from the adult that they're going to become. Okay? If we look at our pictures, I want you to get your science book out and turn to page 59. I'll give you just a minute to get there. And while you're getting there, let me see what I can tell you about. I don't know what I can tell you about. I know tomorrow is halfway through another school week. That's crazy that we're almost done. All right, are you there yet? Okay, on page 59. All right, we're going to look at those pictures, and on this page, it's talking about how insects change as they grow and see how this insect changed. All right, so which picture shows what this insect would look like right after its mother lays it? Which one do you think? Okay, it's that top left picture that looks like little white dots. That is the first part, and that is the egg. That's the first stage growing up. So these insects, the first thing that they're going to do is they're going to be a little egg. All right, which picture shows the way that it looks next? Okay, it would be the caterpillar, the one underneath the eggs. That caterpillar is the second stage of growing. So you have the egg and then you have the caterpillar. Now the next thing that happens to this butterfly is that it grows a coat or a chrysalis around itself. And when the butterfly is in the chrysalis, it waits and grows. Now sometimes I have heard people refer to this stage as a cocoon. In a butterfly, it is not a cocoon, it is a chrysalis. Cocoons are for moths, okay? So from now on, you know the difference. If you're talking about the stages of a butterfly, you go from egg to caterpillar to chrysalis, and that would be the top right picture that you see of that little like closed up green thing. And that's the third stage, and it's still changing. It's still going through process. And then the last stage is the butterfly. That's the last stage of this insect growing up. now it's all grown up in that picture with the number 4. It's all grown up. And even though it has changed throughout this, so it started out as the egg and then the caterpillar and then butterfly, it's all one type of insect. It's just the different stages that it has to take for it to become an adult. Okay, so now I'm going to show you on page 59 at the bottom, we see the word metamorphosis. That's the word in yellow. And metamorphosis is the change of shape an insect as it goes through stages of growth. So does a caterpillar and a butterfly, or does a butterfly go through metamorphosis? Yes, because it changes shape. It goes from the egg to the caterpillar to the chrysalis to the butterfly. Its shape has changed over time. And then we've already talked about the order, okay? And then if we look on page 60, it says a graph is a chart that shows and compares information. Diego took pictures of a butterfly at each stage of its metamorphosis. Observe Diego's photos. Color one space on the graph for each copy of each photo. Okay, so how many pictures? You have at the bottom a little graph that I want you to fill out. I want you to look at the pictures that Diego took, and I want you to color in the boxes at the bottom of how many pictures he took of the caterpillar stage. Then how many did he take of the egg stage? How many did he take of the butterfly? And how many did he take of the chrysalis? And then write the number beside it. All right, so today we've learned the word metamorphosis, which is when we have a change in shape of an insect as it goes through the stages of growth. And we learned about the stages of metamorphosis for the butterfly. Tomorrow we're going to talk about some amazing insects before we finish up this chapter on insects. So go ahead and finish up page 59 and 60 and send me a picture of it. I'll see you for science tomorrow.